Hi, welcome to Minnesota Music Mom. I'm Karen Davis, and we're here again with my cousin, Lorraine Roush. We just did a video on the organ, and so that is going to be a separate video, and now we're doing one on the piano. And we're going to ask her to play a couple pieces today, a peppy one and a more calmer one that I think you'll really enjoy. And then we'll ask her a few more questions. So stay tuned here for, for the questions after the song. All right. Okay, Lorraine, what songs are you going to play for us?
This one is called Everlasting God with a Mighty Fortress is Our God. It's a blended worship companion book that mixes a traditional song with one of the more contemporary songs. This one is probably 20 years old, contemporary, but it is a contemporary song. And I got new glasses, so bear with me.
I know what that feels like.
I know. All right.
Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Thank you, Lorraine. Oh, you were so good at that. I love that. The first time I heard her play that was at the Emmanuel's anniversary, or was it the organ dedication? It was one of those.
Yeah, I think we did. I was
services
working on it back then.
that was fantastic. Why don't we, let's see, where is this? Can we show them a page of just one of the pages so they can have an idea of
Yeah, that's the hardest part right
the
there.
hardest part? Let's show them the hardest part.
Took a lot of laughs to get through that.
Right here, right through this line. And by the way, I cannot play this song so far. I have worked on this song and I cannot play it. Lorraine is a much better musician than I am. And for those of you that haven't seen the other video yet, Lorraine's my cousin. Her mom and my mom were sisters. And so we are in her home. I should tell you where we are. What kind of piano is this, Lorraine?
This is a Kawai electronic. It's got wood keys, just like a acoustic piano would have. It's got lots of settings, Again, I don't always play with them because I don't have time. But
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a nice one. All right, and then we have another piece that she's going to play for us. And what is this one?
This one is Still, Still, Still with Mary Did You Know? And this is out of medleys, again, blended worship songs for Christmas.
Okay, let's take that. I'm going to show them the cover of that. This is a nice book. And so this is by Early Advanced Piano, 10 Contemporary Arrangements of Praise Songs with Carols, and it's arranged by Carol Tornquist. That is a nice book. I don't have that one. I'm going to have to get that one.
All right.
Absolutely gorgeous.
A few little blunders.
Oh, well. Yeah, were you kind of shaking your head a little bit when you were making a mistake?
A little.
You're supposed to not do. I do the same thing.
You know what I was thinking? Okay, if I want to retake, I got to play the other one again.
Exactly. I know. And I'm
so it's like, you know what, a few blunders.
Oh my word! Let's go ahead and show. That was 4 pages long, and you changed keys how many times?
One major key change. It started out with 3 sharps. It changed to key of C, And then it stayed there. It just had some accidents. and
Oh,
stuff,
okay.
yeah.
Did you have a problem? Was there an area that you had more problems on this
There was
one?
just like a measure or two right in there. That just the timing, I kind of got
Like
it
right
off
in the
a
middle
few
of the
times.
page
But
here? Just in here? Was it when you started with Mary, did you know?
in the middle there, there's
Yeah,
just a
'cause
couple
you know,
times
so-
where I don't know. It just
Well,
it
that
feels a
song-
little different than all the other
Yeah,
measures.
that song alone is a little different timing. that
It
you
is
have to
different
kinda
timing,
Get used to.
yeah.
So, well, thank you so much. It was great. Okay, so let's ask you some questions.
Okay.
Love this. All right, so do you prefer organ or piano? Is there one that you prefer more than the other?
You know, I used to prefer piano, I thought, because I was better at it, played it better. But now that I have one, I don't know, depends on my mood, maybe. I find that I get a bigger backache sitting at my piano too long.
Oh,
so yeah, I don't know. But no, I like them both. They're they're both what they are, and they're unique, and I like them both.
And sometimes we practice too long, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
We have said that she and I both.
Then we can't walk the
sometimes
next
we
day.
I know, our backs are yeah. Okay, and then how much practice time her husband actually came up with this question. Love it, love it. Doug wants to know. No, he thinks that people will be interested, which we are interested in. How much practice time does it take, like, usually, do you think, to prepare for a service? For a church service, if you play for a church service?
It varies based on the hymns. Some hymns are easier to play or maybe more familiar. Maybe the pedaling is easier if you're trying to do pedals. And then you get your pre-service. Sometimes you get focused maybe on getting the hymns right because you have to keep up to people singing to you, that then maybe you kind of don't spend as much time on your pre-service as you probably would have preferred. So yeah, it varies. And then, of course, we get just sidetracked into practicing and playing because I like to play. So I can get lost on my organ for a few hours.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And does it happen to you, maybe it happens to some of you out there too, where you practice, it's going great. You know, you pre-service,
Yeah.
even Sunday morning before the service. You know, I'm playing and, oh, man, this is good. Yeah, this will be fine, just fine. And then you take a break to wait for the service to start, and then when the service is actually starting and you're doing your pre-service, it's like, man, I'm making mistakes all over the place. It's like, just half an hour ago, I could play this, and now I can't. Does that happen to you?
It happens to me. Sometimes I'll be working really hard the night before, you know, picking something different or working on something I've been working on, and then the next morning I just know that I can't play it, and I pull something that I haven't practiced in a week or two or better, and it goes fine.
Yeah.
So I don't know why that is. Can't answer it.
And you have some fallback.
I think it's called God's miracles.
Yeah, yes, yes. And you have fallback songs. That
I do have
you
some
always
that
have
I
like
can-
a book that you bring along with you just in case.
I have some selections, yes, that I will have along usually in case I have a panic moment or something, don't feel prepared, or sometimes I'll change. Like I get to the service and I hear the theme is more enlarged on a certain area than what the title of the sermon was going to be, and I have been known to actually change my postlude based on that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
This would be a perfect song for that.
It would be.
And no, not this, but I mean, in my head, I'm thinking this, and I'll go, I'll play that,
Yeah,
as
I'll play
opposed to
that
because
instead.
it fits right in.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't know if other people feel that, but I do.
She's better at that than I am. Very seldom do am I like that where I can, you know, just change at the drop of a hat like that. But you're a lot better than that.
It has come over the years. You know, I used to be very regimented. I knew exactly which songs, which order,
How much time
how
they
many
took.
minutes they were going to be,
Yep.
and it gets very regimented sometimes, but maybe too much.
Yeah.
Got to be nice to yourself.
Now, what do you do as far as, let's say, the pastor calls and says, "Hey, we have a funeral in 2 days. You know, can you play?"
they're
What do you
never-
do
you don't
to
predict
crunch
those.
time? You know.
You have a few songs that you just know are very appropriate for that pre-service while people are mingling with the family. As far as hymns that they do, you know, depending on what they pick, I know that I had one funeral that came up and they wanted a special song sung by someone that was in the family, and it was a choir song, and it was, I played that for hours.
So you're going to have a soloist. You're
It
gonna
was a
have to work with
soloist, and so I had YouTube. I found the song on YouTube, and I played that over and over and over till I was like in my brain, and I played along with YouTube till I got the tempo and everything right, and then I only had a chance to practice with the soloist before the service one time.
Oh,
so
my word.
it went well, considering.
We pray a lot. We pray a lot.
Yeah.
All right, and then do you have to deal with, have you had to deal with any negativity or criticism from people, congregation or members who maybe mean well, but they say something that comes across a little criticism or negative? I had a subscriber ask about that. Like, how do you deal with that if someone says something to you and it's like really, that was like kind of an insult, but maybe they didn't know it was an insult. I don't know. But
yeah, I don't know if I'd say insulting. I had somebody ask me once about a song that I had played during pre-service that was apparently on a particular movie that I knew nothing about. And so they were wondering if it was an appropriate song. However, this tune is used in Christian settings as well. So, you just listen to them and hear what they say. If it's really troubling to you, maybe ask somebody else that you trust and say, am I playing the right stuff? Am I too fast, too slow, too loud, too soft? Everybody's got their own opinion. Just,
you're not going to make everybody
self-evaluate a little bit.
Yeah, self-evaluate, definitely, and be open-minded.
And be open-minded.
And, you're not going to be able to make everybody happy.
Right.
You can play a song at a certain speed, and one person's going to say, oh, that was just right. Another person's going to say that was too fast. Another person's going to say it was too slow. So you just don't know. There was one song I was telling Lorraine I came upon. I wasn't quite sure if I should even play it because it was really like a more gospel-y type that I thought for pre-service. And then my brother was at the church at the time when I was practicing it. And I said, hey, listen to this once, and do you think it's appropriate to play? And he's like, yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it. So, I mean, he didn't see anything wrong with it. And here I was second-guessing myself. So I think we do that sometimes as we as musicians second-guess ourselves when really we don't need to do that.
Yeah. And, I'm not... This isn't my degree. I don't have a music degree, so I'm a self-taught, pretty much amateur organist, serving my church, and doing the best I can.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes we just fly by the seat of our pants. Now, for offertories, or anything, not necessarily an offertory, but what do you do? Some suggestions as far as extending or shortening. If you're playing a song and you got to wait, maybe the ushers are going to go up. And okay, she's going to get a certain book that is really helpful because sometimes we have to play a song, we have to extend it, we have to shorten it, and what are we going to do? As far as last minute.
Right. So, like when we do communion, oftentimes the hymn isn't long enough, maybe to go through all the people who are going to communion, and so then you need the filler. And so this book here is what I use on the organ. It's Liturgical Organist. There are many different volumes out there. Some are harder than others. This one, it's got all the different keys, so you can blend it to something that you've already just played or planned to play. But they're little snippets. Like the first one is maybe 4 measures, the next one's 4, maybe the next one's 8 measures, and they all blend together so well. So you can start and stop anywhere on here and repeat, and it's just soft filler music.
Let me show them a couple of pages here. And this is volume 1. Okay, so that you've used it a lot.
I've used it a lot.
Are coming out. Okay, so this is volume 1, the Liturgical Organist, Easy Compositions, Preludes, Interludes, Postludes for pipe or reed organ with Hammond Registration, compiled and arranged by Carlo Rossini. Now this would be okay for piano too.
You could do that on piano too, a lot of it, yeah.
I've got this book too. Lorraine actually told me about it and said that it was very helpful, and it is very helpful. And so some of these I've actually played on the piano, not necessarily, even if it says it's for organ. I have also played it on the piano.
You could do that.
And then you also had a good tip for whether organ or piano. For hymns, you said sometimes you come across a hymn that isn't quite as easy to play as you would like, and so you have a very good tip about that.
Our hymnal in the back has, the hymn tune index. I lost that page. That you can look up the hymn tune. So on the bottom of every hymn it says what the hymn is, the tune name, like Elacambe is one, Eine Festerberg is another. So in the back you can look up that tune, and then it will tell you if there are other songs that are also based off that same tune. And maybe one of those is written in a different key, or it has just different notes that are just a little bit easier for you to reach, whatever. And I have on occasion used that as an opportunity to play something different. You just want to make sure you write how many verses you're playing, because that other one might not have the same number of verses. And then you think you're done.
Yeah, and then
And then the other thing is at the bottom of our hymns, it will have numbers. Like this one has 8-7-D. Hifredal, that's another popular tune.
So at the bottom, she's talking about down here at the bottom, your hymnal probably has something like that too. Okay, so
so then that's called the metric index, and there's a pages in the back that will take you to those numbers, 8787D, and it will tell you which tunes also match up. So in other words, you could play that other song and the same number of notes would match up to the words in the original song without having to worry that there's more notes than there are words or vice versa. On occasion, I've done that also if I didn't have a lot of time to practice and the song that was supposed to be played was really difficult. I've then looked to see if there are other options. One Sunday we had 2 different songs on our service that were the same tune, slightly different written. And I did choose to play them both as written, but one was simpler to play.
Yeah.
Just a little different. So, yeah.
That is really interesting. You know, some of the hymns are odd. I mean, it seems like you're playing the wrong note.
Sometimes.
Because it's, you know, it's got an accidental in there or something, and you're thinking, okay, I know the congregation thinks I'm playing this wrong. But it's really right, and as you play the same chord, you know, for the four verses, then you know they realize, oh no, that really is the right way. She really is playing it right. Yeah.
Discord, harmonization, or something.
That is very helpful.
Yeah. I don't know if all hymnals have that, but ours does.
Yeah. And I just wanted to mention a memory when Lorraine and I were growing up. My mom played piano and organ, and her mom played piano and some organ. They could chord, and we can't. But we remember, neither one of us can. They could play by ear, we can't.
Yeah.
But what we remember is at Christmas time, because we had an aunt also, Aunt Ruth, and that would be Audrey and Doris's sister-in-law. And we would get together at Christmas time around the piano. And I just remember as a kid getting around the piano and singing. And then my brother-in-law, Winston, he had a wonderful voice and he would join us as well. And we would just you know, kids and adults together around the piano at Christmas time. And it was just such a neat memory.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, is there anything else you can think of that we should mention, or?
I don't think so.
No? Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Lorraine, very much. I have enjoyed this so much, and I really appreciate spending time with you and you being my first interviewee.
Yes.
So we can see how this goes. Your viewers and subscribers, I really appreciate your comments, and if you have something that you would like me to ask, by all means, leave it as a comment, or you can leave it, send it to my email, MinnesotaMusicMom, MNMusicMom@gmail.com. So either leave it in an email or leave it on a comment on Minnesota Music Mom YouTube, and let me know a question you'd like me to ask, and I'll add it to the list, and then I'll try to include that when I start to interview other people as well. We did a video with Lorraine on an organ also, so I invite you to listen to that video. She did a beautiful job of playing an organ piece as well. And if you like this video, please click like, and please consider clicking subscribe and the bell if you would like to be notified when I upload more videos. So thank you again, Lorraine.
Thank you.
I really appreciate the time, and thank you for visiting. Catch you next time.